After 6 long months, hours and hours of work, we're so excited to share the final product of this house here in Independence, Missouri. We've got new buyers ready to move in next week. We've got just a couple little bitty things that we got to finish up, but I'm super excited to check it out. We're going to go to the exterior and walk around, talk about some stuff, and then we'll go to the inside and show the layout changes and all the floor plan changes we made. Let's go. So as always, one thing we try to do when we are designing these houses is make them a little more practical. And this is the first step of that. We decided to do a large front porch. You got kids playing across the street. We've got a playground over there. We've got a farm across the road here. So we tried to do wood accents, high contrast, and bold colors is a big piece of what we do. So this particular house, we had a kind of an awkward landscaping area. We decided to turn it into this large front porch here. Big old front deck. We got cedar shutters, new windows, exterior siding, gutters. And then one of my favorite things we've done on this house is when we started here, this was just a big solid front of rotted siding that had nowhere to keep the water off the window. So we built this little peak with some cedar accents, which truly gave some contrast and some depth to this house. I think it's a big piece of the feel when we go here. We ended up finding some buyers. They came into this house, happened to run into them at another job, and they are in love, and they're gonna be moving in next week, and they've been looking for about 2 years, moved here from Louisiana, and it's just really cool how all these things kind of come together at the end. We used LP Smart siding on this house, new trim. We added a little fixture here with our camera for the address, so all of that stands out. And then the aesthetics of this house, we get people stopping by here about every day asking if I'll sell it to them or rent it to them. But once we make a deal, you know it's a deal. So they don't got to worry about somebody coming in here offering more money. We had somebody actually offer us $25,000 more than we're under contract for. But if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. They don't have any concerns there. So with it not being on the market, they don't have any competition other than the people driving by. The buyers that found this house, they couldn't be more excited about the layout changes in the modern exterior. They're so excited. So this house essentially gets a whole new time clock starting over for the next family, which is a lot of fun. Let's go check out the backyard. You'll notice this little kick out on the front of the garage. We decided most of the houses that we do, they have just the two big gates. So we wanted a little individual walkout gate. So we built this out just for aesthetics. We still got some building material here. Like I said, we're done, but we got some clean up. They already had this concrete patio out here. As you can see, you're kind of out of the wind. I think they're going to use this as a sitting area also. This is a natural gas line for an old light. He's going to use it for his grill and go ahead and tie that up. So his grill will always have natural gas. So we didn't take that out like we normally would because he's got a plan for it. There was an old shed over here. As you can kind of see, we demoed the shed. It wasn't worth keeping, but he's going to build raised planting beds on top of it. And with all that already being sealed off and nothing underneath it and gravel, that'll keep everything up off the ground and he doesn't have to do very much work. So he wanted to keep that. And then finally we did a 6-foot privacy fence all the way around. They've got a large dog, so they're wanting some place to go. When we bought this house, this backyard had no access to the inside of the house. So we added into the kitchen, once we go into the more of the layout changes, we added a door, a large window, and then, big old deck just to make this area more usable. Large trees, new siding, new HVAC, new everything. Coming from Louisiana, they said that it was very humid there. So this house has actually a clothesline already here in the back, and they're pretty excited to hang their clothes out with the fresh breeze. We got the outside done. Let's go check out the inside. This is where all the fun stuff happened. As you'll see from our before video, whole different place. As a matter of fact, the people we bought this house from, it was her dad's house. Just came in here and she was so excited. The kids were excited, couldn't believe it was the same house. And she said if I would have kidnapped her and dropped her off in here, she wouldn't believe me that it was the same house. There was a wall that divided this whole thing. So there was a tiny kitchen. Big thing for us is opening it up as much as possible for entertaining, for a nice kitchen. get a good island in here, and then add the back door, a deck, big old deck, and a big window. Allow that natural light in here so it feels like home. We had custom cabinets built. Our guys killed it on these cabinets. We did granite countertops, gas appliances. So one thing that's fun with these houses when we're designing them, we originally ran new electrical for the stove. We found the buyers, they were moving here from out of state. We hadn't bought the appliances yet, and she's always dreamed of having a gas stove. Didn't really tell her, but we just got her a gas stove and ran gas to it. So she's gonna come in here, she hasn't seen it yet, and she's gonna be pretty jacked up about having a gas stove. When he first came in here, he was in awe, but he was most excited about this pantry. We had some space behind this wall that wasn't utilized, so we ended up turning this into a hidden pantry. And for some reason, he was more excited about that light in the pantry than anything. That's kind of funny what excites people, but he stood here and stared at this pantry just as a neat little bonus area. If we can use all the space in these houses to make them usable, it's way better for everybody. And this is just kind of one of those little things that it's a little touch that makes a big difference in the way you live. Back on the other side of the house is where the major renovation changes happened. This is where the layout changes happened. Originally, this house had 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, little bitty bedrooms, little bitty closets. So we wanted to add a primary suite and then add another bathroom. So we ended up with two fulls and a half bath on this house with not a lot of space. The other thing, as we always try to do, is make these houses more livable, which is a big piece of our design. We moved laundry up here. We didn't have room for a huge laundry, but we did get a stackable unit to go in here. So they're gonna be able to do everything up here instead of having to go down to the basement to do the laundry. Come check out this master. These 60s built houses, all of them lack a couple things. One of them is a master bathroom with its own shower and vanity. We didn't have a ton of room, so we did a corner shower, all new. We did a little vanity and a toilet, so they do have a master area to go. The other thing that these houses lack, which is a big piece of this house and what makes it super special, is they all have tiny closets, not enough room for 2 people. So when I designed this house out, I actually put in a huge closet here that goes all the way around the corner, circles, and we did some custom woodwork in here to make it all make sense. So plenty of room for 2 people and really a good design change and changes the livability of this house. All right, so let's go check out the other bedroom. So this bedroom was already here. It's the same size, but it feels so much bigger with the new windows. We increased the size of these windows. They actually were not up to code. So these are now currently up to code as a true egress window. And they just allow so much light in here. This was already here. It had basically no floor and you could see through the basement when we started this deal, but we turned this into a half bath. The buyers here, they're gonna use this as an office space. So having an inside the office bathroom and another bathroom for somebody is a big benefit for them. The closet here, we didn't change anything there because this was going to be a secondary bedroom, but we did retrim it out, put some nice woodwork in there, paint it, and get all ready to go. We go into the main bathroom in the main hallway here. It is pretty well the same with new tub, new shower, new plumbing. All the plumbing in this house was replaced. The biggest change, which is kind of awkward, this toilet, which is kind of tucked behind the vanity, was backwards. So when you looked in here, the toilet was facing this way, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I don't understand why they did that, but so we just moved all the plumbing to literally just make that look better, which makes sense, but it's just one of those things. It's just the little details that matter. We added vanity lights, new vanity, new plumbing, new electrical, new everything. One thing on this house, we did bring all the electrical up to code. A big piece of that is adding smoke detectors that are all wired on their own primary circuit. So every bedroom, the main areas here, this is a carbon monoxide and smoke detector, and then a smoke detector in every bedroom within 2 foot of the doorway. In the basement, around the utilities, you'll notice we have another carbon monoxide and smoke detector down there within 5 feet of the electrical panel. That is all 2018 IBC code. Really, if you're going to do a full remodel like this, you might as well do it right. It's not that big of a deal while you're doing it, but it could save somebody's life. And part of what we're doing is making these houses more livable and make more sense for them. But the other side is safety. Our goal is to make these houses modern and make these houses more safe for the families in the future. So dedicated circuit for your smoke detectors, worth the money, and it's really worth the money when you have a problem. Overall, this house, it went from hardly being livable to a true showpiece for the buyers. And they are so excited every time they come here. They just kind of stand around and smile. They can't believe it. As always, we did do over-the-top LED lighting. It's daylight. I know you yellow light people want the yellow lights. We like daylights, so that's what we're rolling with. All right, so let's check out the garage. We didn't do a whole lot of updates in the garage, but what we did do is we got a good solid floor paint for the garage. The buyers actually haven't seen this yet. This was all kind of another one of those surprises. They have no idea we were going to paint this garage. The one major thing we have left to do is a new garage door and a garage door opener, but that's already being done tomorrow, so we'll all be good to close. I don't like doing garage doors and painting garage doors until we get closer to the end, because somebody always hits them or does something and they get busted. So that's one of the last things we do. All right, let's go check out the basement. One of the reasons we always move laundry upstairs is because who wants to do this to go down and do your laundry? So makes the houses way more livable. When we bought this thing was full of stuff. It was pretty gross. We got a new hot water heater, new HVAC system. This is a Linux system. We try to only use the best brands that we can instead of a kind of a cheaper off brand. They all kind of have their secondary off brands. We try to do them right and then go from there. All the plumbing, this is all new. All the plumbing for that master bath is new. We've all been through code. They've already inspected it. We're all done past the city. And this one's ready for its new owners. After tomorrow, we do that garage door. As always, thank you guys for coming and checking out our projects here. We get so excited when we get to the end of these projects just to be able to get a new family in these homes and kind of how they come together at the end, and be able to share that with you is a big piece of what we do and what we love to do. If there's any questions you guys may have about why or what we did here, comment below. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Find us, call us. If we can help with anything, just let us know. But again, thank you guys so much for coming along with us. We're going to keep going. Remember, we got the year 2030, we are giving a house away to a veteran. That was my mission statement when we started this business, and everything that we do from here is going to take us there. So thank you guys for all of your support. Like, follow, it helps. And then watch us give away a house here in a few years, because if I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.